I'm going to be teaching you how to use these toys. And if you're not listening, then you won't know what to do. And then you'll say, when it's your turn, how do you do this? You won't know. Okay? So this is a toy that people have been making for 500 years. I make these too. They're easy to make. There's books that show you how to make them. And it's got a lot of different names. Some people call them a dancing Dan. Other people call them a jig doll. Most people call him Limberjack. I just call him the Dancing Man. He's going to do a little dance for you. Now, the Dancing Man can also do a trick. He can do the splits. 1, 2, 3. No, that's not a split, that's a sit. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's it. Down. Come on, you can do the split. Not an upside down. They want a right side up split. One leg in front, one in the back. You can do it. You've done it before. There it is. So this toy people have been making for 500 years. That sounds like a long time ago. Well, I'm going to show you toys that people have been making for thousands of years. This toy I had when I was a little boy. It's a helicopter blade, and we call them whirly-copters, and they're really a lot of fun. And you spin them just the right way, and they fly. And if you spin them the wrong way, they hit you in the head. Kids have been playing, and I said to myself, where did this toy come from? How did this toy get started? And so I started researching. I read in books, and I looked on the internet. I wanted to know, where did this come from? What was this thing's origin? And I found out it came from China. It was invented 1,500 years ago. And it wasn't called a whirly-copter. They had another name for it. They called it the bamboo dragonfly. And it wasn't a toy when it first got started. It was a tool. Maybe even might have been called a weapon. For they made them without the stick on them, with a pull string. And when you pull it, this propeller goes flying. And what if it was sharp? And it hit you, it cut you, wouldn't it? So everybody has to have their hands ready. I don't know where this is going to go exactly. I can't aim it as good as they could back 1,500 years ago. So when I pull the string, this little blade is going to go flying. Don't let it hit you, okay? You ready? Ooh. Okay? So this is a bamboo dragonfly, and it's dangerous, isn't it? Yeah. But now people have decided to make them more into a toy. This is a little safer, but not a whole lot safer. Okay. Another very ancient toy that spins and moves. This one came from ancient Egypt. The pharaohs, when they died, people would bury the pharaohs in their tombs, and they'd give them all their toys to take with them. And this was one of the toys that they found in one of the pharaoh's tombs. And the archaeologists that found it didn't know what it was. They said, what is this thing? Because the string that was attached to it was gone. The string's made out of fibers of plants, and it had rotted away, and the string was gone. But one of the archaeologists figured out, well, just maybe it had a string. And when they put a string on it, and they pulled it, it started spinning. They said, what is this thing? Somebody said, well, maybe it's an egg beater. Someone said, no, maybe it's a motor for a motorboat. And then someone else said, maybe it's a fan. And then when you hold it close to you, you can feel air moving. It spins and puts air on it, so it was the pharaoh's fan. Well, children still make these in different places around the world. And you can make one too. All you have to do is find the book that shows you how to make it. That's Pharaoh's fan. Now the things that I put on this table and on the other table over there are going to be the toys that you get to try. If I leave it on this table, it's either too delicate or too dangerous. Okay? So then you'll understand which ones you get to try. All right. Another very old thing, one of my favorites, is this. It's made out Which children? Well, I'll tell you, the Hopi Indian children that live in Arizona and New Mexico, they've been playing with these because they had corn and they had chicken feathers. And they would make them, and they turned this into a dart. Now, I need a target. You can be my target. This is where we would have you do. Stand up there. Stand up. Stand up. Stand over by that blue line. No, stand up. Stand up. I'm going to throw this and hit you right in the tummy. It's not going to hurt. Then you get to throw it back, okay? You ready? Okay, now you go back up. Back up some more. Back up. Back up. Back up all the way to the table. Okay, now throw it at me. I'll be your target. Okay, that's right. Now let's see where's the teacher. I'm going to throw it at that teacher over there. He's a big target. Good throw. All you need to make this is a corn cob and some chicken feathers. I bet you can figure out a way to make that. Now, some toys make noise. This is a toy called a bull roarer. It comes from the people of New Zealand and Australia. But other people make it too. They make it in Africa and other places. And when you spin this pie over your head, it makes a sound. Now, listen to hear it. Well, imagine if you were out camping in the forest, far away from home, in a stranger's land, and they didn't want you there. In order to scare you away, they would make that sound in the night. And somebody would say, there's a monster out there. Kenneth, let's get out here. They'd hear that sound and it would scare them away. That's called the bull roar.
What if you scare them?
And it's from Australia and New Zealand.
What if it doesn't scare them?
It won't scare you. All right. Now, some of the toys that people made were games like this. Now, this was played by Native Americans. It's called a pamawanga. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rings and a stick, and you throw up the rings up in here and you try to catch them on the stick. It's not easy. It takes a lot of practice. Keep your eye on the rings. I haven't practiced this for a while. Let me see if I can get all of it. Keep your eye on the rings. I'm not perfect. Well, as you can see, it was a hard game, and the Indians, when they played it, they were gambling. So whoever got all 5 on first got the shirt. They had a shirt for a prize. Or maybe it was a canoe or something like that. So that's called the pamawanga. Now another noise maker that's really fun is from India. It's called a ratchet. Now, the people have been making these for many, many hundreds of years. What was it for? Anybody want to tell me what you think it was for?
No.
What do you think it was for? Just making noise? Say it loud. Scaring people or scaring tigers. One thing that cats do not like is noise. If you make a lot of noise, your cat will run away, I guarantee it. And that's what this was for. People would go out into the jungle to hunt for food and things. And in order to keep the tigers from eating them, they would make this noise. Now, since then, people have decided this is really good for birthday parties to drive moms and dads crazy. So you get them at a birthday party, you make a lot of noise, and it drives your mom and dad crazy. Another toy, it's not really a toy, this is really a cool tool, but it's considered a toy too. The Native Americans had these, and a long time ago, the Pilgrims came from Europe to live in North America. And they didn't know how to hunt or fish or grow food, and the Indians taught them things. And they gave them one of these. And they said, take one of these and hide in the bushes and make this sound. something really cool will come check you out. What do you think came? A turkey. This is a turkey collar. If you hide in the bushes and you make this sound, wild turkeys will come. And you can have turkey for dinner. Raise your hand if anybody here has a tool called a drill at their house. A lot of people. Okay, put your hands down. This is a drill from thousands of years. When they needed to drill a hole in something, they made one of these, and it took a long time to drill a hole. They would wind it up a little bit like that, and press this down. They would get it going, and they just do that all day long to try to drill a hole. It would take a long time to drill a hole with this kind of drill, but that's how they made things in a long time ago. It took all day to drill a hole. With your drill, you go, and it's done. So we have a lot of modern tools. Now that's one. I have another one that's a saw. This is a saw. Some people call it a buzz saw. And in the olden times, this round piece of wood would be very, very sharp. It might be made out of stone, razor sharp, so you can cut things. And then people would take it and spin it, get it going really fast, and they would cut things with it. How many of you ever played with this? Raise your hand. You've already played with one of these, right? Because it's a toy now that it used to be a saw. All right, so moving on. Trick toys are my favorite. This is a trick toy. This is actually my pet snake. I keep them in a little box. And when you touch this little red dot on the top and you open the box a little bit, the snake will peek out. Maybe energy moves. Oh! It almost bit me on the finger. Hello, Snaky. Come on, Snaky. That's enough. Oh. That's a toy from India. Let's see, I have some other trick toys. This is a trick toy from the Appalachian Mountains. It's called the Mountain Wallet. And it's got some fake money in it. Is the fake money under the X? It is? Sure it's under the X? Let's check. Is it under the X? All right, let's check one more time. You think it's under the X? It's under the X, isn't it? Go ahead. I didn't do it. Let's check it again. Is it under the X? I told you it's under the X. Let's try it again. I still don't know how that works. You'll have to check that out later. There's another toy like that toy that people call Jacob's Ladder. Now, this is a toy that I don't know where it came from. I'm still searching. Where did this get started? People make these in India, they make them in Mexico, they make them in Japan, they make them in China. Well, who started it? That's what I want to know. Who started this toy? So if you ever find out, I hope it's them. That's Jacob's Ladder. You get to try that. Raise your hand if you already have one. Oh, good. Then lots of people know how to do it. All right. Another noisemaker. This one came from ancient Israel. Probably 3,000 years ago. It doesn't have any metal. It's only made of wood. And a long time ago, there was a king, and he married this girl named Esther, and she was the queen, and the king had an evil advisor. And the evil advisor said, kill all the Jewish people! Kill all the Jewish people! And the king said, all right, I'll kill all the Jewish people. But what he didn't know, his own wife Esther was Jewish. And when she found out, she said, you're going to kill my family? My mom, my dad. The king said, oh no, that foolish advisor, he talked me into it. I'm not going to kill anybody. And then he had the advisor banished from the land. And you know what? Ever since that day, when people read that story or tell that story, they never say the name of the evil advisor. Instead, they do this. Once upon a time, there was an evil advisor, and his name was... Because they don't want you to know his name, because he was evil and stupid and silly, and they don't tell you his name. So that's called Raker, and it's from ancient Israel. I know you all like cartoons, well, before there were TV, the people in Russia would carve cartoons. So this is the bear, the man, chopping wood. And that's from Russia.
How do you work it?
How do you work it? If you look at my hands, I'm pulling and pushing and pulling and pushing very gently. It doesn't take very much. Now there's another one like that, only it's much smaller. And it's from Holland, but it's really the same idea. This is called the boxing bear. Just kind of shake it a little bit and take it apart. Okay? All right, let's see. We have more toys. Let's see. Another one from Russia. It's called the pecking chicken. And you just kind of shake it and all the eggs go. See all the chickens pecking? That's a little too delicate for me to let you try it out. Now, you probably think you know what this is. What? Everybody thinks this is a yo-yo? I'm sorry, I hate to tell you, but this is not really a yo-yo. It's only been called a yo-yo for about 100 years. They had another name for thousands of years before that. You want to know what it is? Yeah. It was called a bandolero. And a bandolero wasn't a toy. It was a weapon. And people would sit up in a tree and wait till their enemy came under the tree and then they'd drop the yo-yo. Bonk! Pull it back up and bonk somebody else. And they made them out of stone and they were hard. Ow, that would hurt. So it once was a toy, and it once was a weapon, now it's a toy. The yo-yo as well. This toy right here is another one of the toys where I don't know where it got started. I don't know where it came from. And nobody knows what you do with this either. So most people just call it a do-nothing machine because it does nothing. Oh, it's like a grinder. It's like a fishing reel. It's like a lot of things, but it's only called the do-nothing machine because nobody knows what it's called. All right, another trick toy, because I know you like tricks. This toy has a couple of different names. Some people call it a wimmy diddle. A wimmy diddle. Other people call it a buoy stick. And it's got a little propeller on the end. And it's got some grooves on the stick. Now, I'm not going to touch that propeller, but I'm going to make it spin. Then I want you all to say the magic word hooey. On the count of 3, and I'll make it spin the other way. On the count of 3, say hooey. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's stopping. Oh, it's reversing. Now it's going the other way. How did I do that? I wonder if anybody was watching carefully. You get to try that one later. Another trick toy. It's called the fish hook. This has got a little stick with a little hook on it. You take the stick and you put it in there and you try to catch this rubber band. And when you catch the rubber band, you snap it. Get it one more time for you. No. There it is. You snap that rubber band. That's called the fish hook. And I'm not telling you about the trick. You'll have to ask me about that one later. All right, another very ancient toy. This toy also was invented in ancient Egypt. It's called the acrobat. It's just made out of wood and string. And he can do tricks. He's going to do a flip for you, ladies and gentlemen. The acrobat. Come on, start swinging. 1, 2, 3. Whoa, there he goes. And he's going to do a little handstand. Now he's going to do another swing. Oh, no, that's another flip. Whoa, there he goes. When you look at it sideways, whoa, there he goes. Whoa, there he goes. People have been making this for a long, long time. Hey, all you do is squeeze it to the apart. That's right. Now, way up in Alaska, the Eskimos make these. They make them out of seal skin. And a long time ago, they would use these to catch reindeer. Or caribou as well. And the way this works, it's got one that's a little bit longer and one that's a little bit shorter. And you spin one this way, and you spin the other one the other way. I didn't get it. Hold on. This takes a lot of practice to get good. Still didn't get it. One more try. Anyway, then once they got it spinning really fast, they would throw it. Now, that's very dangerous. And you can also make it out of string. So here's the same thing made out of string. It works a lot better than the old and Eskimo made this one too. This one's made out of string. Can you spin that one? No. You don't want this to catch you in the nose, do you? Alright, I'm going to try it. Now this one comes from Japan. Some people call this the hammering man. The way the hammering man works is you take the hammer off the stack and you have to hit the bottom, knock it out without knocking the stack. You've done this before. You hold the hammer very tightly and you go. As you can see, it didn't work. But we'll try it again. So I've made it work before. Stack them up. Stick the hammer down the middle of them so they're nice and straight. Be careful over there because this block's going to come flying. Hands ready?
Yeah. Put them in front of your face.
Alright, this is another one that you get to try this one too. But you just have to be careful you don't hit somebody with the blocks. It will hurt them. How's that little girl? She okay?
Yeah, she's good.
She's still here?
Yeah,
She got hit on the first toy. Alright, now this one is a really cool toy. And I'm going to show you this one, and I'm going to show you this one at the same time again. They're similar, aren't they? Feathers, and something, well, the Indians of North America made these. And the Indians of South America made these. And has anybody here ever played with a hacky sack? Well, think of this like a hacky sack. Has anybody here ever played the game called badminton? Well, think of this as the shuttlecock, as they call it, or the bird in badminton. You hit this with your hand, and you hit it to other people. So they play with this on the beach down in Brazil. To this day, it's called a peiteca. And I'm going to hit this out in that direction. Let's see if it comes to you. Go ahead and hit it.
Oh, nice.
Hit it with your hand. It's got a soft rubber bottom. Just smack that rubber part. Put these on their doors or on their Christmas trees. It's just a little toy. It's called the jumping jack. Now this toy is another dangerous toy. It's also a trick toy. There's a string that goes through these two pieces of wood. It's kind of dumb, really. It just goes through these two pieces of wood. And you have to cut it. Anybody even have a pocket knife? Oh, you better hide. I'll take pocket knife. Nobody has a pocket knife? All right, I've got one. I thought you might have had a pocket. Well, I have a little one. It's on my keychain. All right, now I'm going to cut the string. Everybody watch me cut the string. Just watch how I'm going to put the blade through. Very cool. Okay, it's going to go up. I got it. All right. Did you see me cut the string? Yeah. I don't know why it didn't work. I better do it again. Try it. Put the knife in there. Yeah, I got it. It's cut. to it that you're going to have a lot of fun playing with is called the block of wood on a stick. It's just a block of wood, on a string. Block of wood on a string. I don't know where it came from. I don't know who invented it. And it's kind of dumb because it's just a block of wood on a string. However, this block will listen to you. If you're good at listening to your teachers, this block will listen to you. Block, stay right there. Block, do not move. Block, go down. Very good. Block, stay right there. Don't move a muscle. Be very quiet, block. This time I want you to stop halfway. Oh, very good. It's pretty close to that, but just go a little bit more. And that's better. And there you go. Now go all the way. Very good. It's just a block of wood on a string. But if you're good at listening to your teachers, the block of wood will listen to you. In India, they make toys that are like machines. I know you like machines. So this is a toy that's kind of like a machine. What machine is it like? It's called a monkey on a stick. What machine is that like? I'm going to make some sounds to go with it.
Tell him, Jackson.
It's like a driver on a train, or it's like a pump. And in India, they make toys to show children how the machines work, so that you would understand how machines work. All right, okay, let's see. This is coming really good. All right, I need a volunteer. Somebody, you don't know what to do. I need somebody that has a nickel. Anybody have a nickel? I promise I'll give it back. Do you have a nickel? No, you have to have it right now. Penny will work. Come on up here. Everybody sit down. Throw it down. The last toy that I'm going to show you before I show you something really cool. Stand over there a little bit more. Hold on. This is my little piggy bank. It's called an outhouse. And when he puts that coin in the piggy bank, something's going to happen. Now I have to ask you a couple questions. Do you have a towel with you? Do you have a change of clothes? Do you mind being wet? You don't mind being wet? Okay, go ahead and put the penny in the piggy bank. Wait a second. Hold on. Go ahead. A long time ago, a person invented a thing called a mouse trap. And someone else came along and said, I'm going to make a trick toy out of that mouse trap. Trick some people. Did we trick him pretty good? Did you see him jump? And that went boom. This toy is called the Exploding Outhouse. All right, sit back now. A long time ago, I started collecting whistles. These are whistles from all over the world. At the end of the program today, you get a whistle. Not one of these, but I have a whistle for everybody. And I'll tell you about that in a second. Take a whistle home, yep. Now, each one of these whistles is made out of different things from all over the world. Right? This one came from Hawaii, and it's made out of a nut from a tree called the banana tree.
How do you think you made that?
So when you're in Hawaii, do you find a nut looks like that? You make a whistle out of it. This one came from India, and it's made out of a horn of a cow. This one came from a place in Africa called Tanzania. That's just a little sticky. It's made out of a stick. This one came from Alaska. The Eskimos made this out of the tusk of a walrus.
I know that one. That's my favorite.
This next whistle came from a place called Canada, and it's made out of stone, a kind of stone called soapstone that you can carve, and it's called the toothfish whistle. All right, now this next whistle came from a place called Umatilla, Oregon. It was made by the Umatilla Indians, and they made it out of a bird bone. This is a turkey bone. Now, way up in the north, people make whistles out of metal, and they call this a wind whistle. next whistle came from a place called 7-Eleven. It's called the Oscar Mayer weenie whistle. It's a hot dog whistle. All right, now this next whistle came from a place called New Zealand. And it's made out of jade. This whistle right here came from the days of George Washington. It's a soldier's whistle. This whistle came from sailors called whalers. Back hundreds of years ago, they used to capture whales. And this one they made out of a walrus tusk. This one is a train whistle. In fact, all these next whistles, all a bunch of them, all come from Great Britain or England. This is a train whistle. This is a trolley whistle. This is a fireman's siren. This is a policeman's whistle. This is a gym teacher's whistle or a school teacher's whistle. Now this is a scout whistle. I'm going to give you one similar to this.
This is like
Boy Scouts have these, Girl Scouts have them. And whenever they go places, they take the whistles with them. The reason they take the whistle with them is if you get lost, the whistle can help save your life. If there's a fire, a whistle can help save your life. If you're skiing, you fall in the snow, a whistle can save your life. There's a signal that you have to learn about whistles. You blow your whistle 3 times when there's danger. Now that sound can travel really far away. Okay? If you hear somebody blow their whistle 3 times and they know they're in danger and you want to help them, you blow yours 2 times. And that's the signal that everybody's supposed to know. All right, that's a scout whistle. Here's a shepherd's whistle. A shepherd has a flock of sheep and he has a sheepdog or she, and they have 3 different sounds. This sound, that tells the shepherd, that tells the sheepdog to go get the sheep. This one tells the sheepdog to hold the sheep, and this one tells him to bring him home. All right, this whistle's called the engineer's whistle. It's a double whistle. It's got a shrieky one and a really shrieky one. Here's the shrieky one. Here comes a really shrieky one. You better cover your ears. This whistle is a sailor's whistle called a bosun's pipe. This whistle is a sounder's horn used by the captain when he wants the sailor to come back to the ship. Now we're getting to the musical whistles. This one's called a pitch pipe. And you can change the sound. It can be... Can you make that sound? I'm going to change it. One more change. Alright. Now this little teeny one is the teeniest, tiniest harmonica in the entire world. Alright, now this next whistle, comes from Central America. It's called ocarina. Alright, now this next whistle from Nepal is made of metal. It's shaped like a turtle, and it's also like the ocarina, except that they call it an ocarina. Alright, now this next whistle, you've probably all been wondering about this one. This is called a panpipe. Anywhere in the world when people grow bamboo, they can make these. This one came from Hawaii. Now my strangest whistle is this one from from Brazil. It's called a nose whistle. People call it a nose whistle because you play it with your nose. This one's also from Brazil. It's called a samba whistle. This one's from Africa. It's called a flute. And this one's from the United States. It's called a kazoo. There's another one from the United States. All right, we're getting to the animal whistles now. This first whistle is called a dog whistle. Only dogs can hear this, but some people can too. And when they do, they bark. This one is a cricket whistle from Brazil. Sounds like one cricket or lots of crickets. This next whistle is an alligator whistle. It's made out of a real alligator's tooth. This next one is an eagle whistle made out of an antler. And this next one is an owl whistle from China. And this is a cuckoo whistle from Taylor's Toy Symphony. And this is a crow whistle from Shoreline. Canada goose whistle. And this little teeny whistle is from China. It's called a warbler whistle. And the last whistle on my necklace is from Switzerland. It's called a bird whistle. Now I have two more. This one is a water whistle from China called the nightingale. It has water in it.
There's water.
And my last whistle is a whistle that's made out of a very large seed. What's the largest seed in the world? Coconut. This is a coconut. From New Guinea, and they made it into a whistle.
Yeah, it is. I'll show you mine. I've got one in the past. I'll show
Okay, now that's the end of the assembly part of the program. I do have whistles for everybody. I'm going to show you what they look like. I'm not giving it to you right now. Your teachers are going to have, you can take them home. Remember, this is not a toy, but a whistle. And you could hurt somebody's ears by blowing it too loud. And make your parents mad, and they'll take it away from you. So use it carefully. If you have a problem, like if you're out on a boat, hook it on your life jacket. Okay? If you're skiing, hook it on your ski jacket. If you're camping, hook it on your backpack. Because it can save someone's life. These have saved people's lives already.
Actually, in a